Last year, I reviewed the film Longlegs, which was directed by Anthony Perkins' son, Osgood Perkins. And well, just a year later, I have just watched his recent new film from earlier this year, The Monkey, which is now on physical media and streaming on Hulu. But is this film worthy enough to be a true fright fest to scare y'all? Or is this one going to make a complete monkey out of you? Find out in this spoiler free review right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler-free review of the 2025 dark comedy horror flick, The Monkey, released by Neon, written and directed by Osgood Perkins, based on Stephen King's 1980 short story. Starring Theo James in a dual role as twin brothers whose lives are turned upside down by a cursed toy monkey that causes random horrific deaths around them. The film also stars Tatiana Manslany, Christian Convery, Colin O'Brien, Rohan Campbell, Sarah Levy, Am Scott, and Elijah Wood. This film was released earlier this year on February 21st, 2025, and eventually became a big hit for Neon, just like Perkins' recent hit from last year, Longlegs. In 1999, P.D. Shelburne attempts to return a wind-up drum-playing toy monkey an antique shop. Before he can do so, the monkey plays its drums, triggering a chain reaction that ends with a harpoon gun disemboweling the shop owner. Shortly afterwards, P disappears, leaving his wife Lois to raise their twin sons Hal and Bill. The twins later discover the monkey among their father's belongings and find its key. That evening, while they are at a hibachi restaurant. The monkey triggers their babysitter Annie's accidental decapitation. Bill's bullying of Hal prompts the latter to wind the monkey's key, hoping it will kill his brother. Instead, Lois suffers an aneurysm and dies in front of Bill. Hal disposes of the monkey before he and Bill move to Casco, Maine to live with their Aunt Ida and Uncle Chip. When the monkey mysteriously reappears at their new home, Bill winds its key, causing Chip to die in a horse stampede. And the twins steal the monkey in its box and throw it down a nearby well, hoping it will remain hidden. Well, that's all the story I'm going to give to you because this is a spoiler-free review. Now for my thoughts on the monkey. Well, I will say this is pretty good and frightening in some ways. But I will say it was kind of odd though. It didn't quite give me much of laughs and what have you, since this is a dark comedy horror. Oh well. Still, I have to give this film props for what it had to offer though. The film did pretty well for Neon, as I've already said. It went on to make 68 million worldwide, almost 69 million on its 10 to 11 million dollar budget. Anyway, now it's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes at 78%, saying cruelly clever with some unforgivably gory set pieces. The film reaffirms director Osgood Perkins' horror bona fides while revealing he also has a surprising, albeit sick, sense of humor. Metacritic has a score of 62. Unfortunately, audiences polled by CinemaScore gave us an average C+, while those surveyed by PostTrack gave it an average 2.5 out of 5 stars, with 49 saying they would definitely recommend it. Well, RogerEbert.com's Brian Tallarico gave it 3 out of 4 stars, saying Perkins has always been a formally confident filmmaker, but this film contains some of his most striking imagery, shot through with malice by Nico Aguilar and perfectly assembled by editors Graham Fortin and Greg Ing, who also cut Longlegs. Pierre Travers said for ABC News that the film loses steam in its final section. Well, it actually kind of does, anyways. But however, said King and Perkins are still a dream team of fright masters when it comes to revealing the psychological dread lurking under the macabre monkey shines that keeps us up at night. That's right. I do agree. Now, I'm going to say this film is another good film for Neon. I mean, since I've only seen a few of their films, but after seeing last year's Long Legs, I will say this film kind of comes close to it, but not 110% though. It just misses by a few points. But overall, I found it to be pretty good in YV. With its kills, those were really good. I'd say one of them was kind of a real shock and what have you. Definitely. Especially when in this one scene, I'll only give you a heads up on this one, and well, I won't give you a complete thing. It happens to someone when pull out motel's electrified. The death in that, I won't tell you how that goes. That would really ruin everything. So that was a real blast of a shock, and that deserved it. Ooh, that's gotta hurt, my friends. Heads up, you know what I'm saying? Edo Van Bremen does the score for this, and it's not too bad. But anyway, I never knew this was based on a short story that Stephen King did. But given credit, I think it's pretty good. For the cast, we have Theo James playing the identical twins of Hal and Bill Shelburne. Well, I will say it's not too bad, while Christian Convery does the younger versions of the two. Tatiana Manslany played Lois. Pretty good. Colin O'Brien played Petey. Rohan Campbell played Ricky, a local thrasher. Sarah Levy played Ida. And Adam Scott as Petey. Elijah Wood appears as the new husband of Hal's ex-wife, Ted Hammerman. And Osgood Perkins, the director himself, appears as Chip. Yes. So I gotta give this credit for the cast and what have you. So overall, I found The Monkey to be pretty enjoyable. It's just that kind of lost a little bit of ground in the last bit and what have you, but I will still give it props for its kills, its cast, and its direction and story script written by Osgood Perkins. I am going to say he does one hell of a job with this, and believe me, I bet his the late great Anthony Perkins, is looking down on saying that he's doing a great job. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, The Monkey, I think this is worth looking into. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. James Wan was one of the producers through his Atomic Monster Company, as this was also produced along with the Saffron Company. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's going to do it for this. It's going to be short, but still pretty good for this. The Monkey, this is definitely worth looking into. So, like I said, the ending could have just used could have been a little bit better, but I accept it for what it had to offer. I do like the kills, the story, its cast, and its characters weren't too bad, and the direction from Osgood Perkins. For my score, I'm gonna give The Monkey 3.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving it a 7. So, what did you think of The Monkey? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Share my vids with your friends if you like, as this could help me get up to 1,000 subscribers. And guys, I'm not encouraging you. Help my previous vids grow. I'm checked out Van Wilder, Scott Pilgrim. This has already gotten the worst amount of views I've had in months. Come on, you guys can do better than that. Alright, enough said. No, I'm not encouraging you. I'm just making sure y'all are still trying to be with me. Alright, join me next time when I bring to you another spoiler review, and it'll be on The Legend of Ochi. Now, although I was going to do this on Sunday, in its place, this coming Sunday will be my spoiler-free review of Nobody 2 due to the fact that something's coming up, but I'll have a different video come up in its place after the Saturday morning TV log, alright? Alright. So if you like this, you may want to check out some of these other, well, kind of a Fright Fest with a little spooky toy and what feel and what have you, or a character. In the upper left hand corner, check out my re review of the classic itself from 1988 Child's Play. Or go to the upper right hand corner, you can see my review for one of James Wan's greats, The Conjuring, which of course it's getting its final installment of the actual series next month. Or if you'd like something else, check out my review of Osgood Perkins' recent hit from last year, a spoiler-free review of Longlegs. In the bottom right-hand corner is a button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.